Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you're all doing good today, and thanks for taking a few minutes and checking this video out. Much appreciated. And today I'm going to answer a question that I've been getting in my comment section. Seems like it's been coming up quite a bit over the past couple months, and that is, what do you think about the Hydrowave sound technology? We've been talking a lot about live scope and, other type of electronic technology, but it seems like I get this same question over and over again about the Hydrowave. So I'm going to have a little bit of discussion about it, sort of give you my thoughts on it. And keep the comments coming, guys, because I think moving forward on the channel here, I think one of the cool things that might be is just basically doing some videos on everybody's questions out there, because in bass fishing, there's no, wrong questions, or there's no bad questions. I mean, any question you may have, I'm sure it's shared by a lot of other people that watch the channel too. So keep them coming this way. And another thing, when we talk about these opinion pieces like this, because the opinion I'm going to give you on this Hydrowave is my opinion, is it just amazes me, because man, there are some sensitive types out there that I guess their parents didn't teach them how to play nice on social media, because when you give an opinion, it seems like some people out there, they can't quite engage in the topic of the debate on the subject, and they have to basically point fingers and attack the messenger for giving their opinion. So let's try to stay away from that. I know that's real easy to do, but I'd like to hear everybody's thought on this Hydrowave too after I give you mine, see what you guys think about it, because I'm interested in that too. So anyways, talk about the Hydrowave a little bit. It's been out for quite a few years, actually. I'm guessing that Hydrowave's been out for, man, it seems like over 10 years now. And I had a chance to run one for a whole year, so I've got a little bit of experience on it. And you've heard a lot of different stuff about it. You've heard some of the people that use a lot say how effective it is. I'm not, when it comes to that, I'm real skeptical as far as their opinion based upon the unit, independently, or if they have some type of a financial stake in that particular piece of equipment. I mean, I don't know if they're sponsored by it or whatever like that. So one of the things you have to sort of sift through in this sport is when somebody's giving your opinion, you have to sort of sift through if there's any BS in that opinion based upon if they're trying to promote the product, for some type of just self-promotion. So there's a real fine line there. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of both. Sometimes it's completely neutral. Sometimes it's just, total promotion. So that's sort of something everybody has to weed through. And that's sort of the way it is with the Hydrowave. But I can give you my honest opinion on it, because like I said, I didn't have any financial interest in the product at all. I just had a chance. I was at a sports show years ago, and somebody from the company, I can't even remember who it was back then, but they came up to me and wanted to know if I wanted to run one. So they let me use one, or they gave me one to run for a year, so I had a chance to use it. And first of all, the whole concept behind it it's interesting to me, because I know that, I've studied bass for a long time, and I know that, they have their senses are very acute, whether it be smell, vibration, sound, all that type of stuff. They're very aware of their environment too. So the concept of the Hydrowave mimicking bait fish to bring in the bass to that particular area, to draw their curiosity, to get them closer to your boat. There's a lot of validity behind that. There's a lot of that makes a lot of sense to me that would work. But I'll tell you right now, I used the thing for an entire year, and personally, I didn't see anything from that unit that made me believe that allowed me to catch more fish. I used it quite a bit. I experimented with it a lot, and I did not see my catch rates go up as a result of using the Hydrowave. For me, it just didn't work like that. So when you hear people talk about that, it's like, they're using different settings, and all of a sudden, sometimes you'll hear some guys talking about it got the school activated. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with their own experience with that. I mean, I don't know their motives. I don't know if that was a completely unbiased opinion that they're given, or if that's something that they're just trying to promote the unit. I don't know. So I don't have an opinion, and I can't, say yes or no on their own experience. I'm just giving you my experience here. I gave it a really good try for a year. I simply didn't see it in my own fishing, so I haven't used one since then after using it for an entire year. One of the things I'll say about that, when you're talking about anything in fishing, that basically, some people say that it's going to give you an advantage, or it's going to allow the fish to, react a certain way, to a lure. One of the things you have to remember is, whether you're talking about a Hydrowave or any other piece of technology, you're only capitalizing on one part of the bass's ability or the bass's desire to actually bite your lure. When we're talking about what causes bass to strike, and if we can do things to get more bass to strike, you have to look at it beyond just the fact of them feeding. Because in my opinion, I think most fish feed at night. I think that and that's the same it is in a lot of the natural world. I mean, so many creatures are nocturnal as far as in their feeding habits. And I think a lot of times bass feed a lot at night too. So when you're talking about generating a strike from a Hydrowave or any other piece of technology, the aspect of capitalizing on the fact that they're hungry is one small part of it. In my own opinion, I think there's a lot of the things more important to generate strikes. I think that bass strike a lure out of a lot of different reasons that are over the priority of eating. I think that it's curiosity, it's reaction, it's competition. They're opportunistic feeders. I mean, they bite, because of a reaction a lot of times, and that's why reaction baits work so good, because when a reaction bait comes by a piece of cover, a bass doesn't have time to analyze or think it. They just have to react out of their intuitive reflexes to hit that lure or not. So there's a lot of things that actually generate a fish to strike a lure, rather than being hungry. So, from the standpoint of a Hydrowave, bringing in bass as far as the noise that it's make to the shad, yeah, I think there's something to that, but I don't think it's a huge part of what it causes a bass to bite. I think probably in some situations when you're dealing with school-oriented bass, and if this thing does truly emit, noises that are similar to bait fish, I can see how that might bring in a few more fish, but I think it's extremely situational. So my overall view of the Hydrowave is this. I think it's a situational piece of equipment. I think there are times that it could work, but I think overall that it's basically it's not going to allow you to catch that many more fish. As far as the investment in it, it's like anything else. It's like, do you want to invest that money in that piece of technology, or do you want to put your money somewhere else? So that's sort of my 2 cents with it. Like I said, it's everybody has their own experiences. I'm sure you'll talk to some guys that say, yeah, I turned the Hydrowave on and it activated the school after they turned off, and I caught some more. I mean, I've heard that, but I simply have not seen it in my own fishing. And I fish shallow a lot. I fish a lot of places where there's a lot of shallow bait fish, and there's a lot of targets, and there's some wolf packs of fish feeding in shallow water. And I kept thinking that if I got onto a point or something like that where I was getting a bite or two, I could turn that Hydrowave on and it just bring the fish in. It just bring them in, and it just doesn't work like that. So anyway, overall, here's my analyzation of the Hydrowave. I think there are certain situations that it could work, but I think most of the time it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to catch you that many more fish. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I haven't heard many people out there talk about Hydrowaves and fishing. You just don't hear that much about it. But if you guys got an experience with it, let me hear what it is. I'd be curious to see what that is. And it's like anything else in fishing. It's just like, we have to decide on where we want to put our energies at. And but for me, when I'm talking about generating strikes, there are other things to me, like lures, colors, casting angles, speed of retrieves. Those are the things that I focus on to catch more fish, not some external piece of equipment like a Hydrowave. So anyway, I don't run one anymore in my boat, but let me know what you guys think about it. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.